Hi, my name is Henry Li from blueheronarts.com. Today we're going to demo a dry mounting process. The picture we're going to mount is this one on the easel that you have seen in the previous YouTube video. The plum blossom I did in my garden, one of my favorite pictures I've done. Okay, the painting on rice paper always requires mounting for two reasons. One is that when you paint partially wet, it will shrink the paper and make it wavy, so it's not flat. And also the paper comes flipped, so, with kind of soft creases. You need to mount it to stretch it. The process of mounting stretching is different from watercolor because in watercolor you stretch it first. In Chinese painting we do it afterwards. The second reason that we need mounting to complete the picture is to bring back the freshness of the paints. You know, when we paint the painting, it's still wet. You can see the color is more intense and bright. After it dries, it gets kind of fade. So with mounting, by backing up the original picture with another sheet of paper, you will bring back and bring out the color. That's the main purpose of mounting. And now I'm going to show you the steps. Here are some materials we need for dry mounting. First is the silicone mounting paper. You can see it here. It comes in roll. You need to cut into the size exactly as the picture, or slightly smaller, because it has the adhesive on one side. It's a silicone film. If it cut too big, it would be outside of the picture and create some kind of mess, maybe. So you cut the exact size. So you need a cutting board or cutting mat, and also a ruler to measure the size. And we use a regular, any paper craft cutter or utility cutter will do. The backing paper, or you can use any drawing paper and watercolor paper, or even the foam board to back up the picture. But here I use a traditional way. I use another piece of rice paper. Here I use mulberry paper to be backed to the painting. So here's the idea before we do the actual mounting. First we'll mount the picture with silicone paper. With the stick side, the adhesive towards the back of the side, the painting. Then we will release the paper that supports the silicone adhesive, and then we iron onto this backing paper, the mulberry paper. Okay, now I'm ready to mounting. The first step, you need to spray a little bit moisture. It may sound strange because we call it dry mounting, but I found this tip very useful to make a perfect flattened mounting. Now, first thing first, we need to spray a little bit of water to make the painting evenly spread, because when we paint partially wet, some of the paper got shrinked, so we need to stretch out, let it spread out, by spray a little bit water, just a little bit, not to the extent to wet it, mount like wet mounting to make it wet. The paint may rain, so we just dampen it a little bit, like you spray on a shirt before you iron. And if it's too much, you can let it dry a little bit before you do the mounting. So I put the painting facing up, and then the backing paper with this adhesive layer, adhesive side towards the back of the picture. And then I used a piece of protective paper. This is not a silicone paper, there's no film on it, but I used the release paper as a protective paper. You can use any drawing paper, even newsprint, to do this, to protect the painting from getting dirty, or the dust from the iron. So I set the temperature of the iron to a little higher than silk and lower than wool. And I start to iron from the center out in 4 directions. And then the diagonal strokes towards the corner. This way it will dry all the hair out easily. And you need to check in the middle to see if it's flat enough and if it sticks together. Sometimes it's not sticking together because the temperature is not high enough. Personally, I like to start a little lower temperature to make it flat. Then I increase the temperature a little higher to set it. So it needs a lot of experience and experiment. You need to start by testing on a smaller painting before you're going to do a larger painting. It's all different, depends on your iron and then your movement of if you want it fast or you want to do it slowly. If you find the painting and the silicone paper do not stick together, you need to iron more. So because the painting is kind of big, if you iron too fast, it will not be hot enough to set it. So you need to do back and forth, a little more strokes. I'm checking the painting again for wrinkles, like here a little bit, and these are flattenable by further iron. So what you do, if the wrinkle goes horizontally, you do the strokes this way to iron it further. If you see in this area this kind of waves, because they are not sticking together and because the moisture of the painting makes the paper a little wave, so you need to iron further also. As far as there's no wrinkle in between the painting and the backing paper, and this time it's fine. So just keep ironing, make sure the moisture are all gone. If you don't use moisture, you might create other kind of hard wrinkles, not the waves kind. For the waves, it's much easier to overcome. Check it again. Okay, I can turn it over to iron on the back of the painting now. By the way, this padding is 4 layers of denim cloth. You can use khaki cloth or other cotton cloth. Depends on the thickness, 3 to 4 layers. So you can iron on the back to make sure it's all stick together. You can see some the backing paper may have some waves, minor wrinkles, but as far as this front is okay, it's no problem. And because you need to release it, so make sure the film stick on the paper before you peel it. If not enough, you need to iron further. But you can see. So now we have a film, the adhesive, stick it to the paper. Just pull the release paper off. You can see now it's backed by the silicone film. The silicone is very stable and permanent material. It's a pH neutral, archival. They have used it in the photograph mounting for years. Okay, now I'm going to do the last step with the actual backing paper, the mulberry paper. The backing paper can be a little larger, just like you do with wet mounting. So they can use the margin to fix in the frame. Okay. You can still use a protective paper. You need to iron it again from center out and towards the corners. In all directions. And then you will do section by section to fix it. You need to drive all the air or the bubble out from the center. So finally I iron on the front side to make sure all the wrinkles are flattened. This is the piece we just relieved from the silicone paper, remember? I use it now as a protective paper. So this is the finished painting. You can see it's very fresh looking, just like we just finished the painting and with the bright colors, and the color didn't rain. Even you use Western watercolor, it's safe with it's safer with dry mounting process than wet mounting. Let me put down the easel and take a kind of look. Okay. Finally, I'd like to thank the Cross family in Germany for collecting this painting, and hope everybody enjoy the spring and happy painting. Goodbye.